Easy keto lasagna recipe. This is the simplest low carb lasagna recipe. You are going to use this for your meal prep, for your keto meal prep, and it also freezes well. A special thank you to Food Lion for sponsoring today's video. Run over to your Food Lion. There was a huge sale on their organic ground beef. I just used my MVP card to check out. Their meat is super, super fresh, super simple to get. The whole trip, even with my 5-year-old, did not take any time at all, but so incredibly fresh, and it gets better. But when I bought the meat, I also got a free thing of free cheese. So just double check that with your local MVP card. Now, I did run over, I wanted to get their low sugar tomato sauce. So I love Rao's because it is so low in sugar and it's a really low carb tomato sauce. But they do also have Primal Kitchen, and I noticed that Primal Kitchen Alfredo, which I'm going to do for another recipe. So come back and check that one out. So you're going to get ricotta cheese, 2 cups of the cheese. And again, I will have down in the description link the entire recipe for you so you can easily cook this for your family and freeze it. Make sure you're getting the whole milk ricotta cheese and not low carb, or else it's going to be too high in sugar and too high in carbs. Next, you can get Jaja Parmesan cheese. I want it, or you can just get it from like a shaker can. You're going to need 1 cup of the shredded mozzarella. Again, make sure it's the whole milk version and not the low carb version. Now, Food Lion has super, super local fresh produce. One of my favorite things is that it's local, like literally from your state lines, local. It's that fresh and local. You can look for local products with your store with the local goodness signs and shelf tags. So I used 4 of the organic zucchinis. Again, do the best you can afford, chop them up, and then fry them in some olive oil. I don't know, like 1 or 2 minutes on one side, 1 or 2 minutes on the other side. Hope wanted to help me, and I put a little bit of pink Himalayan salt while I was cooking it. Again, using my Rao's tomato sauce jar, you use about 2 cups of it. I eyeball it, honestly. Just fill the bottom of your glass pan or your lasagna pan, and then while I'm doing that, I'm also cooking my air quote keto noodles. Your keto noodles is zucchini, and it tastes amazing. Your family's not going to notice because you're going to cover it in sauce and you're going to cover it with meat. They're never even going to notice, and it's actually going to be so low carb and so keto healthy for you, but super filling. Now, I did also get from Food Lion their Nature's Promise cage-free brown eggs. I used 2 of those, crack those suckers in, put it with your 2 cups of your whole milk ricotta, and then just spin it all together. I had my little 5-year-old help me mix this together so he could be a part of the easy keto recipe. And again, just putting as I cooked my zucchinis, those are the keto noodles, and then just put this in there. What an easy keto recipe, right? I mean, this is so easy keto. So you put a layer of your tomato sauce, a layer of your zucchinis, and then you're going to go ahead and then put on top of that your ricotta mixture, and then meat. You're going to cook up that organic grass-fed beef, 1 pound of it. But again, if you do the best you can afford, and you're going to keep making layers of this, you can put some of the shredded mozzarella in between the 2 layers. I'm trying to cut down on my dairy just a little bit and use a little bit more meat. And in fact, you could actually add more sausage if you wanted to put sausage and beef into this. Again, Food Lion has such great fresh meat choices that you could add that too. That was another thing I was thinking of as I was cooking it, of like, I should use less dairy and more of the beef in there, the shredded beef. But you can modify this recipe, make it your own. And again, you can also freeze this too for your keto meal prep. So I did my layers back and forth of tomato sauce, zucchini, meat, the ricotta cheese, mozzarella cheese, but definitely at the end, put the layer so it stops with the ricotta cheese on top. That's going to be your last layer. Do not put mozzarella cheese on top because it will burn. And have your oven preheated for 400 degrees. Put your pan in there with all of your fixings, and again, you have layers of going back and forth with all the different layers, but you're going to be preheating. Put all of your last layer in there, and then put that into the oven to cook in the oven for 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes. Eyeball it to see, everyone's ovens are different, to see if that cooks well at the 400 degrees. And then while it's cooking, you can shred up more mozzarella cheese, or if you already have a pre-shredded bag, great, just sprinkle it on top. So it's going to cook. You're going to take it back out, put the shredded mozzarella on, and then cook it for about another 10 minutes or so, just so that cheese gets ooey, ooey, gooey. And how you freeze this, by the way, is after this is done. So we're going to go let it cook for a hot second. After it's done, you're going to let it cool down and then just put it into another container, a glass container, or wrap it, and then put it in your freezer. It freezes very, very well, and then you can reheat it later on. I use this frequently for my easy keto meal prep and lazy keto meal prep. When I get busy and I want a frozen lasagna, this is a go-to. And again, all the ingredients were super, super fresh from Food Lion, and it took no time at all to do this keto meal prep for this meal. So what a simple recipe, right? My little boy was like, Mama, I had no idea. Like, he didn't really know that it was not real lasagna. You know what I mean? I did also add, by the way, you could add in some Italian seasoning. You could also add in some garlic. You could add in some fresh garlic if you felt so inclined with it. But this recipe is so simple. I want to hear down below, how do you like to make your keto recipe? That is your meal of the day. What's the next one I should cook for you guys to show easy keto? Don't forget to visit Food Lion to get your incredible, fresh, local food.